Lock you for that, man. I forgot to turn my mic on. So, back at it with another video. First of all, was giving all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashim Abishai Bashim Dash. And double honor to the apostles that told me what I know today, and as well as giving the salutations to you Akim out there that's forwarding this truth in all sincerity. And shalom to the Akim Wakwaf Yum. And I'm doing this video because I did another video in regards to why we went into slavery and all of the negative things that we've had to undergo as a people and still to this very moment in time because of our sins. But does all of this wrongdoing justify our modern day oppressors? Does it justify them doing this to us? No, it does not, because wickedness is not to be justified. All right, wrongdoing is not to be justified. No one is justified in doing wickedness. There is a judgment for every wrongdoing. And that's what this lesson is going to go into today. And it's just like how when we was doing wrong, the Lord didn't justify us. The Lord judged us accordingly to what we've done wrong. And yet we are his chosen people. So how much more those that he despises, as it is written that Jacob, whom the Lord have loved, and Esau is who he hates. And Esau is basically the descendants of those that are claiming to be the JOOSs and just overall so-called white people. In this case, the pure blood of them anyway. All right. These are the people that the Lord hates. So they are definitely not going to be acquitted, as it is written in the book of Nahum 1 and 3, that the Lord is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in a whirlwind, and then the storm and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So the reason why the Lord hasn't provided the judgment which was fit for them as of yet, because the Lord is slow to anger. And the Lord is being diplomatic in his way towards Esau, the so-called white people in this case, for the wrongs that they have done. And he's basically building a case on them. And eventually they're lingering on in their power. And as they continue to do so, is express their wicked side of themselves. And much more and more and more, the Lord is taking to every account of their actions. But the time is going to be when they're going to be having to deal with the wrongs that they have done. In other words, they're going to be judged. The time is going to come when the Lord is going to judge them after these works. So it seems like the Lord hasn't did anything to, bring justice, because we are his people. And that's another thing that has to be in mind, that I'm going to bring to your mind, to those that are watching this video, and especially those that are y'all that are new to this truth, especially basically we are the Most High's chosen people. We are the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And the Lord has, as it seems as though he has allowed these devils to trample all over us, but as I've just explained in my last video, because of our sins. But then again, going back to the point of this topic now, does it justify the so-called white man? Does it justify the wicked ones? No, it does not. All right. Like I said, wickedness is not to be justified, and the Lord ain't like that, as well as he wasn't like that with us. So now let's go and read Colossians 3 and 25. But he that doeth the wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons. Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. So the so-called white men in this case have reaped, has sown wickedness, has sown wickedness, violence, and destruction all around the world. And guess what? He's going to get back on his pate. Okay, he's going to get that a lot of times more than what he is given unto the world, because it's all energy, man. It's, whatever kind of energy you put out there, it all comes back like a yo-yo. And as it is written, that the judgment of the Lord is as a right here. This is 2 Ezra 5 and verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. So the judgments of the Lord is once again circulatory. So the thing with the Lord is going to basically allow this devil to do what he's doing in his wickedness, and all of what he has done is going to be taken into account. And guess what? The Lord is going to be justified in allowing us to do what has been done unto us, that they have done unto us. Okay, and I'm going to get that later on. So now let's go and read Ecclesiastes 3, verse 15. And that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And God required that which is past. As you have the saying goes among many, oh, you got to let the past be the past. You know, they've enslaved. Yeah, we enslaved you, but you know, we got to let that go, because, you know, this is the present moment in time, and, you know, we're not doing that no more. So we got to let bygones be bygones. Like we've heard those words come out of these Edomites' mouths before. Okay. And even some of our people too, that are so hell bent in protecting their natural enemy in this case. All right. But this is how the Lord operates. The Most High operates in the sense of bringing judgment to those that have did wrong, as it is also written in the New Testament, that it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation unto those that have troubled you. So it's a righteous thing for them to experience and having to see us get our lick back, you know, as Benjamin say down here, you know. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much it right there, man. And I also want to show you this too, man. What I'll do is I'll put this on post-production so you can see it, about the genocide of the indigenous people of the Americas, man, especially what they did to Gad and Reuben, and as well as what they did to those aboriginals of Aborigines, which that's an insult too, by the way, because those people are the original. The word aboriginal means non-original, you know, which is disrespectful, because they were the first people to be there in that land. They were the first people that founded that land, so they are the original people of that land in this case. All right, so they're gonna have to pay for that, man. But you know, I'm not really I don't really care about those people, to be honest with you, because they're not of our nation. I'm really referring to the indigenous tribes of North and South Central America, because they're also Israelites too, and as well as what they did to the Mexican people and all around the people in South Central America. Okay, the Lord is going to have them pay for all of that. All of that is not getting off scot-free, as it seemed that was the case, but that's not the case in the reality of things, and as well as it is written in the book of life. And speaking of the book of life, let's read a particular precept. Let's go back up, man. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, verse 1. We'll read this. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. This is the point now. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord. And who are they going to possess? For servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So that's going to be what? Balancing the scales, so to speak. So we're going to put our oppressors into slavery. We're going to be their oppressors. Now that's what you call justification. Revelations 13, 9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what we're waiting for. We're patiently waiting to get those back as to what they have done unto us, that enslaved us, that killed us with the sword, just like what they did to Gad and Reuben. So all of that has to be, once again, taken into account. The so-called white man is not going to get away from his sins, especially those that are of the small hat, people too, which they were basically the co-conspirators of our enslavement anyway, and our destruction. They were always behind our destruction. And that's why the Lord is going to save the very fortunate of those alive, which they're going to be hidden in those underground bunkers. And we're going to take them from under those underground bunkers. And guess what we're going to do? Psalms 149 and verse what? 7. Let's begin by reading verse, let me see. Verse 5, let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds, and let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. And that's what we are going to do. We're going to execute judgment upon those that have done us wrong, and as well as ruled the earth in unrighteousness, to the point where they have destroyed the earth. And as that's written in the book of Revelations, that the Lord will destroy those which have destroyed the earth. And the ones of them that remain alive after this nuclear holocaust, we're going to be delivered. And while we're delivered, we're going to be able to find those that have done wrong overall. And we're going to find that nation, the remnant of those that remain alive, and we're going to enslave those people. Okay? And this is all according to prophecy. We, the saints, the Israelites, are going to enslave the Edomites, and as well as all of the nobles among the other nations too, because they all had a part to play in our downfall in one particular point in time or another. And this time, all of them have had dealings with having to keep us down. And that's after that's written in the book of Psalms 80, I believe it's 83, explains that all of the nations were conspiring together to keep us down and to not have us remember ourselves from being who we are. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. Okay, so that's pretty much it right there. With that, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai Bashmi Rakak Wadash. And with that, I'm out. Shalom.